Today we're talking about consignment. And the words of Notorious B.I.G., that's strictly for live men. Hi everyone and welcome to Shaluso, and yes, today we are talking about consigning watches. This is actually something I recently did, selling two of my watches, my Cartier Pasha C Timer and my Breitling Chronomat. So in this video I'm going to break down what is consignment, why would you choose it, and what are some of the things you need to look out for when selling your watch on consignment. But let's start out with what is consigning a watch. On the most basic level, it's letting a business sell your watch for you. And there are three main reasons why you would want to do that. For one, you'll make more money than if you sold it directly to a watch vendor. Obviously, watch sellers have margins they look out for, so they're always much more conservative when it comes to buying a watch outright. If they're just holding the watch and selling it, just taking a commission instead of them actually having to put their own money into it, their own risk into it, obviously you're gonna get a bit more than if you had sold it directly to them. Now, in most cases, you won't make as much as if you sold it directly to someone else, but there's a very good reason as to why you make that trade-off, and that is practicality, logistics, and reach. With this, you just give in your watch, they sell it for you, you collect your money. It's nice, it's simple, you don't actually need to do very much work. A lot of watch resellers have the infrastructure for shipping, for servicing, for getting it online, taking pictures, all those things that, again, if you sell it on your own, you have to do. If you're putting your watch just on a marketplace, you're one of probably thousands of watches or tens of thousands of watches online. So you're really competing for the reach. On the other hand, a watch dealer, they have their own audience, they have their own mailing list, they have their own marketing to make sure that their watches are sold. So all of these things make it easier for your watch to be sold. Now, all of this sounds great so far, but there are a few risks when it comes to consignment. At the end of the day, you are giving away your watch to someone without getting any money back. That on its own is a big, big risk. So here are a few things that you should watch out for if you're considering consigning a watch. The first thing is the longevity of the business. How long have they been around? This is a capital intensive business. Watch dealers that don't have a lot of money to start out will do a lot of consignment because they don't actually have to buy the stock. They can just sell it, make a commission. It's essentially pure profit for them. But if you're putting your watch on consignment, you want a watch dealer that is already established, that's been around for a while, that has a good reputation, that you can trust to hang on to your watch until they have the money to pay you. Otherwise, don't take the risk. I was lucky enough that when I consigned both my watches, I was actually working at Chronex, which is where I consigned them. So that gave me a lot of advantages in terms of the peace of mind, knowing the inner workings of the business, knowing how I could leverage a lot of those advantages that come with consignment. For me, it made a lot more sense because I already had that trust. I'd been working there for 3 years. But that was a unique position I was in, that I could have that trust and understand. For anyone else, I'd strongly suggest vetting the company, checking the reviews, and again, making sure they've been around for a while. That's key, because the last thing you want is to be embroiled in a company that goes bankrupt or that goes down while they have your watch. And that brings us on to the next thing. Check the terms of the agreement to understand when can you take your watch back and how. This is really, really important because sometimes consigning a watch can take a long time. So always make sure that you understand how easy is it for you to get your watch back. It's also possible that maybe you come across someone who would be interested in your watch. You want to be able to get your watch back quickly and understand if the company is going to charge you anything for that. They shouldn't, but it's important to bear in mind. Now, reasons why they might charge you for it is perhaps if they're a company that offers things like a warranty, maybe they want to service the watch before they sell it. So for that, they'll obviously pass those costs on to you, the person putting up the watch for consignment. The upside of them is, of course, if the watch is properly serviced, if the watch is polished when it gets sold, less chance of it being returned and then you having to start all over again. But of course, that does mean an extra cost. So very, very important to look out for not just what is the commission that they'll charge if they sell it, but also what are the costs that they will incur and pass on to you if they want to put it online or put it in their shop. So very, very important to discuss that before you put the watch up for consignment and understand how easy is it for you to get it back if you want to take it offline. And the last thing you want to check out is understand, where is your watch going to be stored? Do they have a safe? Do they have proper insurance? Do they have their own watches? Having their own watches that they sell, not just ones on consignment, is a big vote of confidence because it means the company is much more financially sound, and also it means they are invested in the idea of keeping their watches secure. If they have as much skin in the game to keep their own watches secure and they're keeping your watches in the same place, you're in a much better position to have a bit more confidence. So with that in mind, should you be consigning your watches? Well, it depends. You have to make sure that you find a trustworthy company that you know will actually give you the benefits of consignment. Will they give you a good commission that isn't going to get eaten up in too many service charges? Are they somewhere that you can trust to hold on to your watch until it sells? And do they have the reach to make sure it actually sells and sells for a price that works for you? If you're not answering all of these questions, then I would say stay away from consignment. If they are though, I would definitely say it's a good option, especially if you, like me, are someone who doesn't really want to go through all of the hassle of selling. You just want to move your watch and get your money back. But overall, I was really pleased with my experience of consignment. I would do it again. However, since I've already sold to a dealer, now sold through a dealer, my next step is to try out selling directly because that's where you can make the most money. But since I've just sold 2 watches and I'm on the hunt for a new one, it's probably going to be a while till I do that. But let me know in the comments below, what are your experiences with selling your watch, and do you have any experience with consignment? Whether it's good or bad, I'd love to know in the comments below. And if you're considering consigning a watch, I'd love to know if this video was helpful for you. Of course, if you like this video, make sure you like it and share it. If you want to see more pictures and infographics of watches, you can follow me on Instagram at Shaluso. If you want to see more videos of watches, make sure you've already subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell as well so you know when the next video comes out. But thanks for joining me on this quick overview of selling your watch on consignment, and we'll catch you on the next video.